Good morning, everyone. My name is Piet Vermeer. I'm the Senior Systems Analyst of the Compass team, and you are all welcome to our MOTS CE webinar, which means that the focus will be on client entry through the MOTS portal. And of course, there will be talk about other systems as well. As you can see at the bottom, this event will be recorded. So if you have concerns about this, please contact the webinar host, in case me or any of the other individuals that you know from our team. So, okay, Kayla, I think we're ready for the agenda because we got plenty to go. There we go. I'm going to show you a little bit about the MOTS team. You probably are all familiar with it, but it's always nice to know, and especially we have nice pictures to have a face with the name, why we do this. And then Mary will talk about information changes. Jody will talk about roads go live delayed, unfortunately, but you probably heard those rumors already. So, but Jody will get some more details about it. The roads navigator, which is take the replacement of the MOTS messenger, as we used to call it. MFA, multi-factor authentication. Kelly will be talking about that. The intro to MOTS, that's still going on. Mary Hurley will inform you about all that information. One of our standards in our webinars are switching from CE to EDI by Jody. And we always have some questions and answers at the end, or some contact information if you might be looking to contact any of one of us. So, okay, let's get going. There's the team. Kayla Kamelli, our MOTS system administrator and roads product owner. And then the second one is Cecilia, who's our support specialist. And if you send an email to MOTS support, you'll probably will be getting an email back from either Cecilia or Mary or Kelly or any of the other team, but the majority will be Cecilia and Mary. So, because she's our MOTS support specialist. And then you see a picture of me when I was at the beach, senior systems analyst next to Mary, MOTS support specialist, and of course our EDI technical expert and roads product co-owner with Kayla, Jody Kramer. Justin King, our MOTS report specialist and RA research analyst. He's sharing a lot of work with Anna Melcher, who's our MOTS also report specialist and also a data analyst. And of course, the newbie on the team still, although it's not so new anymore, Kelly Wollstonecroft with as our roads communication analyst and maybe a little bit MOTS as well. So she's a great communications analyst. So that is the team in case you want to see a little face that by the names that you've read many times. Okay, let's go to the next item. Why do we do this? Well, the majority of you will know we like to give any information of any changes that are happening with the systems that we are supporting. And we'd like to discuss data issues, data changes, data requests come, and sometimes we notice issues within the data that's coming in, and we'd like to use this platform to give you information about it or bring up the discussion like, why do we do this? And what's the essence of all that information, and who do we help, and how can we make it better? Because that's one of the things that we love to talk about. How can we improve the quality of the data that we have in our system? So we'd love to get your feedback, and this is the time and day for it. And also any ideas for future webinar topics. If you notice that there's some things that bug you or you'd like a little more information about or go a little more in depth on something, then we can use the webinar as well. And hopefully we can answer all the questions that you might have. So, okay. What I forgot to mention, it's recorded, this webinar, and then later on placed on our website. And for those of you who recently, today or yesterday, tried to get to our website, I have been having some issues, and I think some of our coworkers as well. So there's our current website, and there might be some server issues. I haven't heard the details about it, but hopefully they can fix it soon. So um, just a little FYI. But once it's fixed again, then you can find our Roads Navigator, formerly known as MOTS Messenger, and these webinars, the recordings of them, you can find them on our website. So, okay, and where do we go next, Kayla? We give the
Oh,
microphone
and
to Mary.
It's actually Kelly running these, so just bear.
Kelly's not here.
Yes,
Sorry.
yeah, Kayla's not. So bear with me. I've never done this with the
You're doing
slides. So
great. Your
okay,
timing is excellent. So
okay, good, good.
thanks. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Uh, okay, so we're giving the microphone to Mary.
Uh, Good morning, everybody. And I just wanted to ask if your name has recently changed, or maybe not so recently changed, but we don't know it. Like maybe you got married, or maybe you were divorced and or maybe you decided you just didn't like your name and you wanted to change it. To please let us know, especially if you're a user in MOTS, so that we can inform our people that keep track of the P numbers that uh, that the name has changed for the user, and also um, agency names change quite frequently, and so if you know, like, your agency name, is changed, um, maybe you could just drop us a note and let us know that, so we can update all the little ins and outs that need to be changed. So we can have the most current information when we transfer over that information over to roads. And we just appreciate your help. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Mary. Yes, it's very important that we have up-to-date information because if something happens, then we like to inform and make sure that we send the email to the right person and the right place. So, okay, next is Jody. Roads go live. Delayed again. Boo-hoo. Go ahead, Jody.
Hello. Yes. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Yes, as you probably figured, we've hit the month of April, and we have not gone live. So that, and also in our navigator, the information came out that we were pushing that. We do anticipate that it will be somewhere in the quarter four of this year. And there was a lot of things that we really wanted to nail down, some finishing touches and some technical aspects of it to really give the best user experience and whatnot as we went live. So in an effort to make sure that we had the absolute best, the decision was made, let's take a little bit and go over these aspects, and that's where the rebaselining of the project schedule has come up with. There's a lot also going on with the EDI, which those of you here do report through the portal, or maybe you report through EDI. So the documents and some of that we're working on, that EDI and EHR systems and providers need, we're also needing to get some extra attention to those, some finishing touches. So all in all, we felt like it was better to push this out a tiny bit, and it's been well received from most folks. So thank you for being patient with us, for bearing with us on this journey. And we are going to get there. We're going to get to our destination. So keep your eye out in the communications that you get from us. And if you're wondering between times of getting communications, always feel free to reach out to us at MOT Support, or is a roads communication email distribution as well. But just reach out to us if you're wondering, or folks at your organization aren't sure. And again, we appreciate all of your collaboration and interaction, and we will know more as we hit the next couple months. So thanks again. If there's any questions around this, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I will hand it back to Pete.
Thank you, Jody. And we can always blame it a little bit on the legislative session that finished because there were some changes about some measures and things were pushed through. So that always affects us as well and all the systems that
Yes.
we support. So,
True.
okay, the next one, Kelly, you can take the mic. Talk about the Roads Navigator.
Yes. Hi, good morning, everyone. So the MOTS Messenger got a rebrand to the Roads Navigator, and we send this out every month. And there are still updates to MOTS. There will be links to the different webinars that we offer every month, and also roads announcements. This most recent issue, we did announce that there is a delay to the road system. So if you are not receiving that, let us know and we'll get you signed up for that, because that will be where we're sharing our information each month to keep you updated on what's going on, and also trainings and anything else like that. So thank you. Oh, and I think it's me again.
There you go. It's the Kelly Show.
I guess so. So the multi-factor authentication for roads is happening. All providers will need to configure MFA to access roads. You don't have to worry about anything right now for MOTS. Just keep reporting as you're doing. But for roads, you will need to get MFA. And I'm sure a lot of you have used MFA with banking apps or other things that you have to sign into. So we're going to be asking providers to download an app onto their cell phone, and no transfer of data or sensitive material will be exchanged. It's just to authenticate. It's just to say that you are you, and to verify that. So we have webinars to help you walk through this process and get all set up. And for providers who are unable to use a cell phone, we have a YubiKey as an alternative. And that is a physical hardware token. It's plugged into your USB port, and it offers a secure means of verifying identity. YubiKey will also require users to download an app, and there's only one YubiKey per device, and then it's assigned to you, and you have to use it in the workstation that's configured for that app and that YubiKey. So it is, even though it is an option, it is not our recommendation. We recommend the cell phone method if that's possible at your facility, just because it's a lot easier and more streamlined, and the YubiKey is a little bit more cumbersome. So it is our recommendation. But if you are curious or want more information or would like to sign up for one of our MFA webinars, please reach out. We'll have that info on our website and also in the Roads Navigators. And I'm also going to put a link in the chat. We have a PDF of a step-by-step guide on how to get your MFA set up on your phone. So if you would like to attempt it on your own, that is an option. So I will put that in the chat here in just a second. But yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Kelly. Quick question. The Roads Navigator, when does that go out? Is that beginning of the month, end of the month?
It's usually mid-month. We aim for like the second week of the month, typically.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Just got a question from it. So,
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
because we have our webinars always the first Wednesday, and then the intro to MOTS is always the second Wednesday, and Mary is going to talk about that.
Let's get to that.
There you go. Go ahead,
Okay.
Mary.
All right. So
Has your name on it, so.
yes, Kayla, made sure my name was on there. So
Yep.
okay. So on the second Wednesday of the month, we have a webinar for an intro to MOTS, and this can be a refresher course, or if you have new people, it's kind of a high level overview of what MOTS is and why we do it, why we ask for the information. It'll give you an opportunity to ask questions and get a clarification around MOTS and our processes. And then at the end of, it's only an hour long, and after we share the big picture, we do a demo of what the MOTS client entry process looks like, and we put in a client, and you're able to see how MOTS works, what kind of errors pop up, how to go in and fix the errors, and uh, roads is going to be very similar to MOTS in the information that we're asking. So it'll be a good information for you to just give you a, a better picture of what we ask for in MOTS and why we ask it. And I will turn it over back to you, Pete and Kelly.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, it is very informative, and it talks a lot about all the majority of the data. All the data that we currently have in MOTS will be still be in roads, and then roads will have a little more. So if you know the MOTS data, you know a huge chunk of the roads data. So that'll be very helpful. That's why we keep continuing with the intro to MOTS. Thank you, Mary. Okay.
Pete,
Sorry, go ahead.
I just saw a comment in the chat that the link in the slideshows expired. Was that the link to the MOTS webinar? I can add a link in the chat. Apologize about that.
I guess that was it. I think somebody tried to link.
Yes, intro to MOTS. Okay, I will put a updated link. Apologies about that. I thought I checked it.
No worries. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, that was Mary. Thank you. And we give it back to Jody talking about switching from CE to EDI.
All right,
Go ahead.
super, Pete. Yeah, so this is, as Pete mentioned, this is a standard on our presentation. And it is because it is a very common thing that happens when folks are either getting a new EHR, maybe you're upgrading your EHR's built-in functionality. So just some high points to go over. Please let us know of the change. I like recently I just got one, and the organization was like, yeah, we're going to a new HR. They told me which one it was. I was like, not sure if that one integrates, but it was early enough that we're able to kind of talk through that, figure that out. So when you are looking at electronic health records, and you ask them about MOTS functionality, right? Maybe just really these 4 bullets here are kind of important to help you assess how that is actually going to work with the new EHR. Like, where is the MOTS piece? Where is the information you fill out? Is it a special form? Is it a is it embedded in things? Who's going to submit it? Does it do it automatically? Like, do the files come to us automatically? So when you know how those things work, from entrance to kind of submission, entrance of the client to the submission to MOTS, which is a file that comes electronically through some different means to get to us, you'll know how much staff time is going to be required and who will do which steps. There's no one way that's better than another. There are just differences in the workflow. So it's just super helpful for your organization to ask about this. Maybe say, can I really see this in our demo, so we can look at how that works. And this is just feedback over the last 10 years from other organizations that have done switching around. So I just wanted to point these out. Your project timing is important, is as important to us as it is to you. So letting us know helps us to get the right resources available. As you see, we have a huge team that supports the endeavors we're doing. And so we want to make sure we have somebody plugged in to your time slot and your project. There's a process that we go over from changing your method of entry from CE to EDI. And we've been doing it a long time. Even when roads comes on board, there'll be a very similar process. So it'll be well mapped out for you. And we're going to be there to assist you the whole way. So no worries. If you are going from client entry to EDI, we will set up what we call a secure file transfer protocol, SFTP. You might see that acronym. And it's basically just setting up a little mailbox that has an in folder and an out folder where your files get dropped off, and the MOTS system and the road system will be picking those files up and processing them. Currently, the files are processed 7 days a week, once a day. When we go into the road solution, it will be a more often interval. So files will be picked up at different times throughout the day, which is exciting. Client ID considerations. If you're going to an EHR, they might be like, hey, this is what our assigned system client IDs are. And when you were in client entry, you might have been using a different numbering or format or however that worked. So we'll want to talk about how we get those changed if you're using the same facility. Define your business processes. This is just kind of for you folks, but as you go through that, if you need any help or maybe you want to talk to others who are in a similar EHR or process, sometimes we can help connect the dots of folks that have said, hey, I'm willing to talk to others to help them out or to share experiences. So that's available. Testing of files through EDI, even if you get a system that is already submitting data to MOTS for other providers, we will test your individual files, because with all the customizations and different mappings and setups, we want to make sure that the setup that has been implemented for your organization, that everything's aligning just right. So once we do that, we're going to go live, which means live data will come in. That's the exciting part. And then we do follow-ups, which can be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever the frequency is. But sometimes when you go live, now you've got your data coming in, you've got real results files that are coming back to, and those results files tell you kind of what's up. So like when you do client entry today, right? Like, and you go to submit it, it'll give you some little red boxes and information if for some reason you're missing something. Well, EDI does the same thing. We just do it a little differently with a results file is what we call it. So we'll teach you all about that. We've got it mapped out, and yeah, we're just excited. If you are moving from one to the other, myself and others, if needed, will get plugged in and help you along the way. So with that, Pete, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Jody. Yes, and we have excellent documentation about the whole process and what is required and how everything works. So we got good reviews on that. So thank you, Jody. Okay, there is some stuff in the chat going on because I see there's a little red dot. Or is that just Kelly putting the link in there? Oh, there you go. Excellent. Thanks, Kelly. Q&A. As I mentioned in the beginning, under the webinars and newsletter under the site, if you can get to it. I hope they can fix that soon, but then you'll find it there. For those of you who wanted to share, thought it might be a good idea to share with a coworker, or maybe there's a piece that you didn't really fully picked up on because something happened and you got distracted or somebody called and you missed a piece, then you can always get through it and listen to it again. So as we talked about, the messenger is now, of course, the roads navigator. And any future webinar dates are always there. It's easy to remember. The first Wednesday of the month from 9 to 10, we're always there. And as it shows, the next one will be 5/1 already. Wow, May. Any questions? Anything I missed? Anything in the chat? I'm quickly looking through everything. No, well, that was short and sweet today. Yeah, it's a bit of a lull because of the delay, and we're trying to fix as much as we can. And of course, because we are transferring from the MOTS system, there's not going to be huge changes in the MOTS as well. So thank you all for joining. The next slide will have the information because I remember seeing somebody asking about contact information. If you have any questions about MOTS, mots.support at odhsoha.oregon.gov. We're all oregon.gov now. And the same goes for roads. And there, Kayla, Cecilia, myself, Mary, Jody, Justin, Anna, and Kelly, we're all there with some dots and names. And if you are looking for any of us and not sure who to talk to, start with mod support or roads website, and several people watch that, because if you try to go directly to one of us, we might be out for a couple of days or on vacation or sick or something. The MOTS support and the road support are always monitored by somebody every day. So that's your best bet if you have any questions or any issues you would like to discuss or paid attention to. Hey, that was it for today. Thank you all very much and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks, everyone.